That's how you stop a run play to begin a game right there. So that is our goal as we go through this game, is to begin by shutting the run down. It's one of the most important things that you can do, especially when playing a guy as prolific as having to go against David Johnson. Luckily, I get to play against this team twice a year, which has helped me develop what I believe to be a good stout run defense against a good team like this. You constantly want to be a presence in the backfield, stop the run, force them into a one-sided gameplay. I just get dotted up right there for the first down. It's hard to stop those plays sometimes on those outsides. One of the bigger problems in Madden 18 is those cross routes like that being dotted on the outside. You'll actually see me a little later on in this clip using that to my advantage. But still, as I said, the most important thing beginning a game, absolutely shutting down the run offense of the other team. So here you see me again, stopping them in the backfield. It's truly what's important. So far to begin this game, myself on offense, been struggling to get the ball moving. Here I am on 3rd and 5 early on in this first quarter. I think I see something that I like in this pass formation here. Bring a guy over. As I'm setting this up, I don't really see a defensive audible. Maybe I should have switched out of that. Have the guy open downfield. Just absolutely get blown up in the backfield. Not able to throw down there where I had two different guys open. Should have thrown the route earlier. Ensuing possession here on defense, still wanting to come out and do the same exact thing. Stop the runs in the backfield. Stop the runs at the line. Show him that this is not going to be an easy game. He's not going to be able to just truck and run all over me with David Johnson. As you can see, there are 3 rushes for -4 yards. It's exactly how we want to get the game started out. A little later on in the drive here for the Thunderbirds, big 3rd and 3 for them. I'm definitely needing to stop here. So far I've been successful in stopping the run. I think it's going to be a run. He comes out in a pass, dots me up on the corner. O.J. Howard here just with a great run. As you can see there with my free safety, I decided not to pursue the tackle. I went back a little bit. He was my last line of defense. I needed to make sure that I was still there to try to stop it once, he ran out of a little bit of steam. Great first down by the Thunderbirds there. So far, in this whole first quarter, struggled to get the ball moving myself on offense. Been successful with stopping the run in the backfield. It was a great pass call out of that run formation. We're going to go ahead and play through a little bit more of this drive for them here. This has actually been his most successful run of the game here. As you see, 4 rushes for 1 yard. He only picked up 5 on that, so it lets you know we've been able to shut him down completely in the backfield. I guess he saw something he liked. He rushes back to the line. This time he's not going to get it on the defense. 5 rushes for 2 yards. David Johnson so far just getting eaten up in the backfield, which is what you want. We need to establish that getting eaten up in the backfield. Put the pressure on in this game. We get a big stop on 3rd down. He has the wind going against him here. Just barely got out of the first quarter when he had the wind in his favor. Now he's in the second quarter with the wind coming in his face. This begins to be a common theme for him on 4th down. Attempting to go for it on 4th down, going to the line, fake snapping several times, trying to get somebody to draw off sides. I don't ever play an aggressive on the line because I'm not trying to go off sides. I make sure that I pay for the extra penalty discipline under the attribute screen. This right here definitely puts him out of range, and now he's forced to punt the ball. On a 4th and 9 coming from the 40 when he was just at the 35, you'd like to think you almost want to go for that 4th and 5 there. He chooses not to, chooses to go to the line, try for the offsides, ends up putting himself in a position where he has to kick the ball back off to me. These offensive possessions so far for me throughout the entire first quarter, struggled to move the ball. Generally against this team, I come out with a very run-heavy, aggressive kind of a mode on offense. I decided not to do that throughout the first quarter. Only tried to run the ball, I think, once or twice. Most of them were pass plays, trying to open up the field and try to open up some of the play calling on this defense so that I myself do not get one-dimensional throughout this game. I got the guy wide open downfield, Could have dotted him up. Instead, he ends up trickling out of bounds. I hate that animation. Not a whole lot we can really do about it, though. Definitely had a misfortune there on first down, which is not good, being that we're at the 14-yard line right now. So here I am on that drive, 4th and 7. I'm deciding to go for it, have the guy downfield, should have thrown a low pass. Instead, I end up turning the ball over on the 16-yard line, already giving him the ball in field goal range. He started the game with getting the ball first. I felt that with my stops on his first two initial drives, you saw that last one of him deciding to go for it on 4th and 4, and then eventually end up having to putt it. I feel pretty strong about where my defense is in this game. You see David Johnson there, 6 rushes for 6 yards. I've been able to bottle him up so far. I've basically been able to box up that offense for the most part, aside for the one big broken play by O.J. Howard last drive. But at this point, maybe not the best call on the 16-yard line in a NFC divisional matchup game. I mean, this was a very important game, but I did beat the Thunderbirds twice early on in the season. I felt that I have the formula on defense to be able to box them up. So far, we're already through the first quarter and into the second. It's been a scoreless game. As he tries to scramble with Russell Wilson there, you see he just ends up running right into my guy, right into the linebacker on the outside. He was able to kind of, I guess have a throwing motion enough forward that they don't call it a fumble. I don't know exactly how I feel about that. I feel like maybe that should have been a fumble early on. EA's definitely given him a little bit of love early on in this game. But here we are on 3rd and 6, definitely needing a stop. Russell Wilson basically doing the only thing that he can, since he's not been able to throw the ball. David Johnson's not been able to run. That run right there basically has been the biggest run of the game for him, on a blown route by the QB. Should have had somebody on a QB spy. I didn't have the QB spy on the field anywhere. I had been playing that several times throughout the game and going with QB spies, going without QB spies. Here we go now. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Remember, I gave him the ball at the 16 here. Probably not the best call for me this early on in the game with it still being scoreless. But as I said, I've been very confident in what I've been able to do against the run. Been able to box up the passing for the most part. It's just been some scrambles with Russell Wilson and a couple broken plays. But here we are now, 2nd and goal from the 3. Needing to stop. I need to get this stop and I need to flip this. You have to play that bend, don't break attitude on defense. Going for it on those 4th downs a lot of times really are worth it, because there's just a lot less possessions in Madden 18 than what there has been in previous possessions. So far I've only had the ball on offense 2 or 3 times, and even though I've not been able to get the ball going on the couple times that I've had it, this is where, I really have to focus down on my defense here. Big 3rd and goal stop. He has both guys open in the back of the end zone and in the flat. I guess he didn't see him. Maybe he was looking to the left, but it allowed me to get the pass rush in. And then here we go, 2 minutes, 13 seconds left. He gets to go ahead and knock in the chip shot field goal here, which is going to give me a possession to try to do something here on offense. It's been a struggle through most of the first half against him. As you can see, I'm now, losing this game 3-0 with only 2 minutes left in the first half. His defense is absolutely stellar. They are 99 offense, 99 defense. I mean, they got everybody from Darius Slay to, Jalen Ramsey, and just, all them boys back there just know how to ball out absolutely. So I decided to go ahead and try to get a little tricky, get a little sticky on him here. One of my favorite things new to do is take one of my fastest guys on the field, find a way to put him into that fullback position. In this connected franchise, I've actually taken Brashad Perriman and moved him over to a tight end spot, which now I get to use him in the fullback spot because of that. One of my new favorite run plays with that is this triple option under the pistol weak. You see it there, just defensive lineman stuck at the line. I probably cut a little bit too inside. Maybe if it would have got a little stickier, maybe I would have been able to actually take that all the way to the house. Was not able to on that play, but as you see, we're at the 36-yard line. I got the wind in my favor here, so I'm basically already in field goal range. It's one of those nice parts about being in Mexico City, being the Diablos, is you got crazy wind in all of your games. two different quarters in the game. I mean, every kick of yours is going way out of the end zone. Field goals can be made from those 41 to 48. I try to break a run to the outside, think I can truck them. Absolutely not. Get blown up. I'm lucky that wasn't a fumble, especially already down at home in the second quarter in the 2-minute warning. That's one of those times that EA really likes to go ahead and just give it to him. Luckily, I did not drop the ball there. Todd Gurley hung on. Huge hang on for me on that. 2nd and 3 here. I thought I saw something I liked. He gets the instant block shed, blows me up in the backfield. -4 yards on that. So far, I'm struggling to run the ball with him. 3 rushes for 12 yards. If you had seen any of our previous games earlier on in the year, though, you know by this point, a minute 21 left in the third quarter, I've usually done tremendously more run plays and focused on the run game a lot more. As I said, that was not my goal going into this game. I've beat him both times this season with good run plays. I decided to try to do the triple option again here. Think I see the right flip. I see the stack on that side. I decide to still go for it. Just get blown up in the backfield, only get 1 yard on that. He calls the quick timeout, which is probably a good call for him. Minute left in the game. He still has the 2 timeouts. Should be easy enough for him to get it. No problems on this field goal here. He almost gets the block on the outside, but there we are tied up 3-3. Now here we are in the same possession for the Thunderbirds. They've done a great job of calling Omaha plays to the outside and dink and dunks. I get absolutely dotted right here. He has no timeouts left, so I feel like I'm in a pretty good position. I've played bend don't break on this, making sure I'm playing deep coverage. Even though I get dotted up there, makes a really good call in throwing it out of bounds. He didn't have anybody open. He was completely boxed. Luckily, Russell Wilson barred over here with the Thunderbirds with a nice heads-up play, gets the ball out of bounds with 1 second left, and he's going to go up 6-3 going into halftime here. I can't really be too upset. I get the ball after half. I've done a good job, I think, in the first half of disguising a lot of what I want to do later on in this game. I'm always a run-first mentality player, being that I've only ran the ball 3 times in the entire first half. At this point, he doesn't quite know exactly what to expect, what's going to be coming his way, which is important in the second half here. I've played a big chess match so far in this game. I've given him the ball on my own 16-yard line. He's been able to drive in that second half, and so far he only has 6 points himself. Me, though, 46 yards, as you see. Been absolutely atrocious. Todd Gurley finally breaking one open. It's his biggest run of the day so far. 4 rushes for 22 yards. At this point now, he's been used to me running. I run this inside zone at 2nd and inches. The last time we had the ball going into the second half there at the end of the first, I ran it after this. You see me come out in a run. As soon as I see that drop down, I decide he only has single coverage back there with the safety. Colquitt over there with the 96 speeds, basically on man-to-man single coverage. With Austin and Cooks the way that they are, they're going to knock up that free safety in the middle there. With that lockup, Colquitt wide open for the deep pass. This is one of the things that was lacking for me in the playoffs the year before with this team. Is my quarterback play. I was running with Deshaun Kaiser, trying to make the dream come true. Did not happen. He actually cost me the championship game last year against the Thunderbirds with 8 turnovers in that game, 5 of which I believe came from fumbles. It was a really tough game, but as you see there, I go ahead and get the lead, go up 6-10. So here he goes, opening possession of the third quarter for him. It's the first time he's touched the ball. David Johnson trying to do something. We're starting the second half exactly where we ended it at in the first half, making sure that we stop the run. As you see there, 11 rushes for 5 yards. If you are able to play David Johnson and stop him to only a half a yard a carry in a game, you so far have taken a big part of that offense completely out of the game. I think anybody that's played Arizona this year in real life has definitely known can't really do a whole lot for you. I'm back in coverage on that play. Through the scramble, I decided to go ahead and go forward. Should have stayed back in coverage. He gets me with an easy dot. Already now he's on the 46, driving the ball downfield. This has been one of the tougher parts in this game, is getting consistent stops in the backfield with my defense. Been able to so far pressure the run, pressure David Johnson, try to change his mentality on what he's able to do. As you see there, he only gets a yard. But with the wind in his favor right here on the 45-yard line, he's already pretty close to field goal range, maybe only a couple more yards. I'm still playing run defense first, trying to stop those David Johnson runs. I get dotted on the outside by David Johnson there. Russell Wilson with a good throw. I thought I had the coverage on it. David Johnson just a little too fast for my linebacker on that one. And now at the 41-yard line, he's in field goal range. This is not necessarily always field goal range. He does have Dan Bailey back there. Boy has got a hell of a leg. With that being said, I'm able to be successful so far. I finally get the big defensive stop with my backfield back there. They're able to pressure it into a 4th and 5 situation on the 41-yard line. Now, this is one of the only times in this game, I guess, he knew he was in field goal range. On 4th down, he doesn't decide to come to the line, try to get the offsides, which kind of surprises me on this one, being that he would have had the first down. But I guess for him, getting those 3 points was really important in the game. And now he's up. Now I'm still up 9-10, but he's definitely put the pressure on. If I don't score on this next drive, I'm definitely putting myself in a position where I'm lining myself to lose this game right now. Coming off in this possession here, so this is my first down. I need to get the ball moving, need to get downfield, need to get some points on the board. Even if it's just 3, I don't feel comfortable with having less than at least a field goal lead, being that I've been able to stop him with 3 field goals. The bend don't break mentality in this divisional game so far has so far been successful for me. I have Austin wide open here. I maybe should have direct passed the float out to him. Very unsuccessful. Austin has the ball in hand, but this backfield of the Thunderbirds is just absolutely insane. So he gets me on this stop here. I need to be able to move this ball down the field. I need to get points on the board. As you see here, so far only mustering out 10 points, going basically halfway into the third quarter here. I'm starting to get nervous for my offense of where I'm at. So far this chess match has been successful for me until that Austin drop there. Now I'm getting myself in another position where I'm a little more worried. I have 3rd and 6 here. Probably one of the biggest 3rd and 6s, probably one of the bigger 3rd downs for me in this game. So far, since I haven't been running very much, I need to get the passing going a little bit more. I decided to pass here. I think I see the deep route with Perriman, being that the strong safety is cheated down some. I feel like he's going to be covering a flat or maybe even a purple route. So I just tried to streak Perriman out and take my B receiver off of the route that he was on, which was a zone. I see my Y here, and Ramsey just makes an insane interception here. How can I stop that? He definitely got glitchy on that one. I'm not even going to lie. Ramsey might even do that in real life. I thought I had the user playmaker there. It turns out I did not. I've already given him the ball now in his field goal range. He just made that last one from 41. This one from the 33 here. He's still trying to move the ball with David Johnson. It's not working for him. 13 rushes for 7 yards. I'm still saying within that half a yard a carry for David Johnson, which you got to take that. At any point of the game, you can make your opponent one-dimensional. You're going to win the game. I get dotted up in the flat here. Tried to come down with a hit stick. He just brushes me to the side there. It's very disappointing. 3rd and 3, I need to get the stop. I need to hold him to just a field goal. This is definitely one of the more important drives for my defense here after just giving up that insane interception. He gets the pass on the outside. So far that drag's been working for him. On this play, though, I was playing in the flats. He was not able to get that first down, 4th and 1. As I said, this was a common theme for him to go to the line, attempt me to go off sides. You see this a lot in Madden 18. I'm not playing aggressive on my defensive line. Same exact result as he had earlier in the game. Ends up just getting a false start. Comes out in the field goal package here and go ahead and knocks this in and goes up 12-10 with only 57 seconds left in the third quarter. I mean, so far he's boxed my team up aside for one deep bomb play that was successful. But now I'm losing this game 10-12. All right, we're going to let this next possession of mine go ahead and roll a little bit so you can see the footage on it. Deciding to go ahead and start open up some of my, oldies but goodies as far as some of my run plays, stuff that I do here. He gets the block shed, only go for a couple yards there. I was hoping for a little bit more. My blockers decided to go downfield. They had the guys locked up. If I would have had maybe a little bit more speed or would have been able to break that to the outside more, maybe could have took that to the house. Instead, it's 2nd and 8. Tick, 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 tick. Only 24 seconds left in this third quarter. Definitely needing some big plays to happen. Decided to go back to that triple option, which worked for me a little bit earlier on in the game. As you see there, it gets bottled up. I only get the couple yards on that. 3rd and 5 here. It's been dangerous territory for me with the clock winding down here because through that interception on that last 3rd and 5, I decided to run it on this one. He has the run sniffed out. 7 rushes for 25 yards for Gurley. Definitely getting eaten up at the line and in the backfield in this game. If I win this game, it's going to come down to what I'm able to do in the pass game, what I'm able to do. You saw me go for the 4th and 7 early on in the game. I felt like I had that post route over the mid of the field open. I ended up, missing that pass to my tight end on that play. So I decided to come out in a package that I really enjoy. So in this package here, you'll see that the tight end actually goes on the outside of a receiver, which really kind of trips up some of the defensive coverage that they have. 4th and 8, I mean, this is the game-breaking play of the game here. I dot up Tavon Austin. It almost doesn't look like he gets 2 feet down. We get no challenge from him on this. I think he almost wins this challenge if he decides to challenge it, but being that we were so far away from the sideline when we caught the ball, I just don't think it was worth it for him to even pause it and attempt to maybe lose the timeout on it. And that 4th down ends up being the game changer in this game here. Now we got a little bit of momentum on our side, down by 2, only 20 yards away from being in field goal range ourselves with the win in our favor at this point. A 4-yard run there from Gurley wasn't a whole lot, but it starts establishing what we're doing in this drive now. We're able to dot him up on the outside, and now we're going to go ahead and start coming at him with these runs and playing the chess match that we set ourselves up with the first half. That first half was a lot of, small dink and dunk pass routes, some of our more favorite run plays, trying to see what we can do on the insides and outsides of this. Instead of going with the zone, I'm continuing with the pitch out of tight slots. He blows up that guy in the backfield. I get sticky on him and get the spin, get the first down. Now that I'm at the 44-yard line, you saw it earlier, he was able to knock one in from 44. That's what I'm thinking here. If I can get at least 3 yards, I'm in field goal range myself. 4:48 left on, or 4:58 left on the clock. All I have to do is just be able to get my ball on the ground and pound with him a little bit. Being that I've been running out of this, I decided to go to this mesh play right here. One of my favorite things to do with this is to hit the underneath receiver. You see it there. He gets a good 9 yards, and they're in field goal range with 4:31. When you're in this position at this point, it's basically all you can do at this point now is run the ball. Run. Do anything that you feel is going to be in your favor on the ground because we're in field goal range. I want to run out as much time as possible in this game. Inside zone, as you see, I don't have anywhere green on the line. I still decide to go for it because I have a great offensive line. I get the blocks, end up stumbling on my own guy. He gets the tackle, which is really sad. I could have gone right to the house on that one. It ended up being a really good inside zone call. Here we are, 19 seconds left, down by 2 points in the fourth quarter. Time dwindling off the clock here. That inside zone was good. I decided to keep it on the ground with Gurley here. He's been sending a lot of pressure. Just eat him alive on this screen call to the outside. My blockers get to the outside, and there we are getting the touchdown, and now getting the lead finally in this game. It basically been boxed up the entire game. Getting this touchdown was huge. As you see, he only has 12 points, and everything that he's been able to do, all of his dots downfield, changing him to a one-dimensional offense, it's helped me stop him to nothing but field goals. Stopping David Johnson's been huge. Every time he's been getting close to getting down there, Nothing he's been able to do with David Johnson, which has allowed me to play pass defense. And that's basically where I'm going on this drive. I'm up by 5 points. David Johnson has not worked for him so far in this game. He's been stopped to, less than 10 yards on 13, 14 carries so far at this point in the game. So I'm going to drop back into my base 3-3-5 nickel defense. It's been one of my favorite is a 3-3-5 wide. I only have 3 guys rushing, and as you see, he gets the massive block shed there. I really needed that in this fourth quarter, up by 5. Here we are, 2nd and 15 now. I'm staying in my base nickel 3-3-5 wide defense, only rushing in with 3. I'm not using any of those blitzes. Everybody's basically dropping into a flat, dropping into a coverage position. I left my guy on the blitz there, which was able to fake out the offensive line. You see the instant block shed from Jones. He gets 2 sacks in a row here. So on 3rd and 26, I feel like I'm in a pretty good position until I look at this play art and I realize I did not flip my play art. My DB is on the left side there. All 3 of his receivers are on the right. I do the smart thing and make a timeout. I know if I try to flip the play in that moment, I don't have enough time for that DB to get over there. I'm just going to have somebody lost in coverage and basically take myself down to a 10-man defense. He has a similar play art. I decided to go ahead and flip it this time, get my ADB in the route that I want him to, and he comes up with a clutch interception here in the fourth quarter. I'm not trying to take any chances on this. I take it back to the house, and that's where we basically go ahead and put away this game. 24-12. We've stopped them to nothing but field goals throughout this game. That ended up being a clutch time out for me in this game. I don't always call those. Sometimes I'll just let the defense do what they have to do, and I'll try to make my stops by using there. I decided not to do that on that last drive, and really it came up clutch for me. I mean, I can't really say much more as to how important that timeout was when I called it. Mallet there, the guy who intercepted it, was a rookie the year before. I had 2 rookie DBs that I took in the draft. They both ended up looking like studs for me, so I've been really happy that I got them on my team. Mallet, the guy who actually got that superstar status, and I play him in my slot just because of some of the other DBs that I have, and he's been just electric in the slot for me all year long so far. As you see, 140 yards on offense. David Johnson's been able to catch and run the ball more than he has actually running the ball. 23 yards receiving, only 8 yards rushing on the ground. I mean, we've boxed David Johnson up in this game. If you can come out against this team and David Johnson and stop them like we've been able to, try to flip the play here. That's what I was saying. I got caught in coverage. Not a whole lot I can do. I leave the flat open. Everybody on my defense basically, plays volleyball with this ball, and everybody decides just to let it go. I'm still not too worried at this point. Up by 12 points with 1:54 left. Bart is a fantastic player. This team is absolutely electric. You see some of them boys out there with OBJ and David Johnson, all that. This outside corner route has been something he's been favoring a lot in this game, so it begins to be what I play a lot in this drive. 4th and 11 here. I get this stop and the game's basically over. I decided to go ahead and put man coverage on the wrong guy there with Coleman. Ended up being a wrong idea for me. OBJ gets the possession catch on the outside. And here we go now. He's putting the pressure on. 1:42 left in this game. He gets the big first down. He's already at midfield. He needs 2 touchdowns, though, down by 12. There's no way a field goal is going to help him at this point. He knows it. I know it. I get the big pressure there. For some reason, his tight end just hangs on to this ball. He's lucky that in motion there, he didn't get popped and fumbled. Luckily held on to the ball, but I stopped him to only a 1-yard gain because his tight end ended up coming backwards on that route. Here we go again. Big possession catch for him. He gets the ball at the 35-yard line here. 1st and 10. 1:16 left. Driving the ball downfield. I'm still, I'm not really too worried because I feel like we're going to be able to recover the onside kick or at least not give up another touchdown. This drive's been taking him a little bit of time so far. Nothing open downfield. Decides to throw it with Russell Wilson. I get 0 animation with my DB there. I was so frustrated in the game when that happened. Luckily, he was past the line of scrimmage whenever he threw that ball. Really hurt him there because as you saw, I got no animation. He would have been down at the 5 with a minute left in the game, 2 timeouts, about to, be in that touchdown area. Instead, my other DB there just drops the ball, bobbles it up. Everybody on defense can't find the ball. It falls to the ground. On that side, I do have Lloyd, my other rookie that I drafted from the year before. So far, I mean, he's played a good game so far at this point in the game. Jason Verrett there, just nowhere to be seen on that defensive play. But luckily, Landon Collins comes down from the safety position, gets the hit. It's 4th and 14 here. We know he's going to be passing it. David Johnson's been non-existent in this game for him here. I man up on Odell Beckham Jr. there, even though I'm in cover 4, because I just felt like it was the right call. And there's Lloyd coming up clutch. Both rookies from last year coming up clutch in this game. We weren't able to take it last year. Both of them getting interceptions in this fourth quarter. And that's the game right there. 24-12 is how it ends. Thank you very much for coming and watching this video. Highlight video of this ended up taking 30 minutes. Maybe could have shortened that a little bit, but thanks for watching, guys.